Hello everyone, I'm going to start with Unit 1, Week 1. I started this lesson by asking the students an essential question: how do friends depend on each other? I got a lot of various answers and we discussed this for about 5 minutes in the class. Some students told me, well, we depend on each other to help each other if something bad happened to one another. Then we went on to phonics. And I showed the children some short videos for the short vowel A sound and the short vowel I sound. We then went to some words with short A and I, and we blended them together, as in cat, kid, tab, pass. After phonics, we headed into the spelling words, which they were assessed on Thursday. As you can see, the spelling words also contain short vowel A and short vowel I and 3 high-frequency words. We also discussed in class some high-frequency words that students should be aware of. Moving on to vocabulary, I introduced the 8 words that students must be aware of. We discussed them, we used them in sentences, we acted them out. Other than solving the vocabulary exercises in the practice book, I also gave the students reinforced vocabulary, where they got to make sure that they got all the words right. Moving on from vocabulary, we went into the reading text, which was Little Flap Learns to Fly. We read the story together, and then each student got a turn to read. We discussed line by line, talking about what happened to Little Flap, how he felt, what went on in the story, what were the outcomes, and if there were any solutions. After we finished the reading, we went into grammar. We started talking about plural and singular nouns, when to add S and when to add ES, such as bag, you only add an S. It goes from 1 bag to maybe 3 bags with an S. And then we talked about words like axe. If we have 1 axe, it's axe. And if we have several axe, we say axes, so we add EX. After talking about plural nouns, we started talking about statements. I told the students there are 3 main points you must remember. A statement has a complete idea. It states something, like a fact. It must start with a capital letter and always end with a period. In this slide, you can see I gave them some statements that are wrong, like Randy does not start with a capital R. Neither does it end with a period. And across the field, here it's an incomplete idea. So I allowed the students to find the mistakes and tell me what was wrong. To end this lesson, we ended it with writing. The question was, how would you describe Little Flap? I asked the students to draw a web on their notebook. We drew a web together and brainstormed ideas. He was brave, sometimes secretive, scared, afraid, worried, but in the end he got through it. So together, me and the students were able to describe Little Flap in a nice little short paragraph.